more myself, more expanded, bigger capacity to hold. And I'm just so ready to welcome new people into my work and into my world. And so, welcome. And my name is Sarah Jennings. I've been a very prolific international practitioner of the healing arts. I'm an instructor for a modality called aura transformation. I'm a kinesiologist. I run the Visibility Gateway. I created the heart retrieval, love again process. I have courses called Transmute Distortion and the Money Gateway too. I've created a lot. I support a lot of people. And I came here today just because I'm sharing that I've got a free activation workshop coming up, and it's formatted a little bit differently. I just completed Access Your Inner Light, which went so well. So many people came, so many people shared it, and I've actually extended your ability to buy it at a reduced price for one more day because I forgot to post about it yesterday. But that went so well, and then I just feel like that's all around working with your inner structures, your core wounds, your relationships, how you relate, how you seek validation, how you work with your own energy, your mind, your heart. That's kind of like it's more about you. Whereas what I'm entering into now is a phase of talking about visibility, supporting practitioners in the healing arts. And so the 4-day activation I have coming up is called the Courageous Spirit Activation. So what does courage have to do with being a practitioner? And I would say, if I was to distill the energy that propels most practitioners, I would say courage is one of the main ones. Because, and even if you don't feel courageous in what you're doing, it's taken a lot of courage to even go down the path that you've chosen. And I would say that most practitioners come from a place of having had to heal their own stuff. They've been on a healing journey and then realize the tremendous change that they've impacted on, that they've had for themselves, that then they dedicate themselves to sharing that work with others. But they do it in the face of public ridicule, the general public maybe not trusting it, not understanding the work, coming from no one understanding, maybe in your family, like, why on earth are you doing this? Have you joined a cult or something? It's not an easy path. Our profession historically and culturally has been squashed many a time, for thousands of years actually. And it's not just like the squashing of the feminine arts, but it's also the squashing of the healing arts. And a lot of our indigenous cultural historical libraries, if you like, libraries of information, the humans that hold those libraries, the books that held that information, the loss of our heritage as practitioners, as healers, as shamans, as light workers, shadow workers, whatever you want to call it. We have lost it so many times that it sometimes has been hard to remember and to pass down. I think even in the last 10 years, it's become so much easier to talk about healing. And, the general public is even talking about mental health and wellness. It is a lot easier to talk about, but we need to be able to be accessible. I don't want my healing work and what I offer to only be accessible to, a few people that understand my language. I want my work to be able to, or healing work to be accessible and understood by everybody, because we can make a tremendous impact. We do make a tremendous impact, and it's not recognized. It is not, we might recognize the artists and the physician, the aerodynamic scientists, and there's lots of different professions in the world that get different varying levels of respect, and the healing arts haven't had much, not for thousands of years. And I think it's time that we bring it back to the table. And I always say that as practitioners, we are on the bleeding edge of consciousness. We have our finger on the pulse of human suffering and the state of the human psyche. And, we have this tremendous capacity to help people, but to create change culturally, mentally, emotionally, in family lines. And if you've felt like the black sheep or the daydreamer or ignored, not seen, not heard for whatever reason, then it is tough to do this work. it is tough to think, oh, I'm the one, no one's going to believe me or listen to me. And then that is a self-fulfilling prophecy in itself, because then you show up and do a video, or you offer your work and you're like, oh my God, no one's going to believe me and listen to me. So there's like a loss of transmission of remembering who you really are and what you're really offering and how old that really is, how old your spirit really is. And I really want to be part of the conversation that brings healing back to the center of the village, back to the boardrooms, back to positions of counsel. But that means that we need to operate on a professional and ethical and authentic and well-trained, well-versed and accessible human level. We need to, we kind of have to work extra hard to be taken seriously. And it is possible, and it is happening. So, courage is important because it's taken you to where you are now. But it's going to take more courage, another level of courage, to go to the next steps. So the Courageous Spirit Activation and my Visibility Gateway coming up is for those of you that take your work very seriously. You're very good at what you do. You've taken the appropriate training. You are grounded. You are anchored in knowing how important this work is, and you are dedicated to making it happen. That's who I'm talking to. And you realize that there are some sort of invisible forces or blocks to you being visible with this work or to your next level. And, you may be visible in your community or, like quietly or word of mouth, but you have a capacity to hold more. The thing is when we expand into more, whether that's more clients or more visibility or more income or more responsibility, more, what other words can I think of? When you just expand your capacity to hold more, anything that is in the way of you holding more is going to show up and come up. So it takes levels of courage to take your next big steps in your solo business or in your, your career, or just in how you operate and how you show up in the world. So, I see these steps of expanding into a new frequency, a new leadership, a new vision, a new capacity for your energy to reach more people. It's all initiations. It's building a muscle. It's you can hear my cat scratching to come in. Wants to be part of the live stream. So we'll ignore the cat. No, I won't. Let me just get the cat. It's initiation. It's stepping up into being able to hold more. It's stretching a new muscle. It's stepping into a new, out of the swamp into a new frequency. And there's just so much to it. So the Courageous Spirit Activation is going to be, it's a 4-day workshop activation. It's 3 days. You're going to receive, you will receive a link to make a password to a course portal thing. So then you will have access to the 3 videos over 3 days that, sharing wisdom, insight, information, transmission, and with a bit of a guide, some work for you to do and to think about, and then a bit of an active energy shift to go with that. And then on the 4th day, we show up live together, and as a team, as a group, we will lift the lid off some of these energies and patterns that have been holding us back from sharing our work and are stepping up into these new frequencies, the things that have blinded us, hypnotized us, and oppressed us into thinking that we're not powerful, that we're not leaders, that we're not going to be heard, and reclaim our gifts, our full capacity, our full system, our power, so that we can step up courageously into offering more of this into the next levels, into the next steps. What does it mean to do that? So the Courageous Spirit Activation is 4 days. We're looking at visibility, all the weird and strange and colorful and bizarre blocks to visibility. There's obvious ones, but there's bullying or not being seen and heard as a child, but there's a lot more to it. We're going to look at your capacity to hold more energy, to receive more, and what's in the way of that. We're looking at wealth, we're looking at money blocks, we're looking at all that stuff. We're looking at the injury to your energetic system, your core sense of self, your capacity to be creative, to think straight, and to have entrepreneurial. I call it the courageous spirit activation is like part two, and a year or so ago I did entrepreneurial spirit activation, which is like realigning this flow of your mission, your spirit, your voice, and it landing with the right people. So we're looking at that as well, and we're just looking at courage as well and stepping into your next level. So a lot of you, just quickly though, a lot of you are, you know, good at what you do and you have a lot of capacity, but you know that there's more that you could hold, that maybe you are going from one-to-one, you know, maybe you've been doing thousands of one-to-ones and now you like, I need to do group work. I've done that transition and it's been incredible for me, and Kit keeps me on my toes, and I love my one-to-ones, but I love the group work too. So there's that. There's those of you that just feel like, you know, you're excellent at what you do, but as soon as you put like the idea of talking on stage or on video and like, or even to a group of people, different things for different, you know, people, but something is like, I can't do it. Or even posting, you know, I can't do it. Or putting, so yeah, it's different for different people. Like some people are fine with public speaking, but not video, for example, that kind of thing. So you know that there's something in the way. It's almost like a physical, visceral feeling of like, I can't do it for some reason, even though you know you're excellent and you believe in what you do. There is also those of you that are like pivoting how you work on your business, and you want like a workshop feel to really plan out all the stages and steps so that you can build a business that suits you, that is about you, that is fits your lifestyle, your family needs, whatever's going on. You know, a lot of marketing, traditional marketing programs and business programs do not suit a magical human practitioner in the healing arts. They don't get the language, or you end up in some sort of cookie cutter system, and then you're like somehow not speaking your language anymore. So the way I work is business, wealth, success, strategy, marketing, art of communication for practitioners of the healing arts. It's made for you so that you can build a business that works around your lineage, your frequency, your unique transmission. Yeah, so it's going to be great, and I'm excited. You know, it's shaping up beautifully, and I just want you to feel that courage, that belief in yourself, have the permission to dream and expand into maybe ways of working you hadn't even thought possible, just so that you have unshakable belief, unshakable, crystal clear truth that can pour from you unencumbered, and so that you can have a greater impact, so that we can have a greater impact. So join me for the 4 days. It starts on Monday. 3 days you do on your own. 1 day we meet and we complete, and there'll be you know, some of my classic energy activation work, which is hugely powerful. I don't hold back. All I ask in exchange is that you share under this there'll be a post, you know, like introducing the courageous spirit activation. That's all I'm asking, is please share, tag me so I can see that you've shared it. And if you show up live on the Thursday, there will be some special offers and discounts that I'm offering to people that did the challenge and showed up live. And if you have been waiting to do the Visibility Gateway for a long time, it's been a while since I ran them. It's going to be the 8th round. It is my biggest, most in-depth, intensive workshop. It's incredible. Not workshop, course program. And if you know you want to do it, there are limited spaces because there is so much that goes into it. There's so much individual care. You get so much feedback on your work and what you're doing that they're not huge courses. And so if you already know you want to be part of the round starting at the end of this month, then please let me know now before I run this activation. Yes, so anyway, it's really nice to be here. I feel on top of the world for sharing this work. My wingspan and my capacity and my system is expanding by the day, and it's a beautiful feeling, and I'm ready to share that and wish the same for you. See you on Monday.